Israel is under attack again. More than 300 missiles and drones attacked this small country of only 13,760 square miles in just one day. The number of attacks is increasing every month. Iran has been accumulating these weapons for months to inflict a decisive defeat on Israel. However, both the Israeli Air Defense and Air Force are decades ahead of the enemy. But a massive attack with cheap Iranian drones and missiles could weaken the defense of Israel. That's why the United States came to the rescue. The United States is able to repel all Iranian attacks with just one aircraft carrier group, which is equipped with everything from machine guns to laser weapons. Yes, you got it right, laser weapons. But why wasn't it used in the recent attack? Let's look into it. The United States and Israel have a quite complicated history of relations. Nevertheless, Israel has become NATO's first non-aligned ally and the United States' main ally in the Middle East. As we know, the United States is very interested in this region. This led to a geopolitical action with the deployment of the most powerful aircraft carrier in history, the USS Gerald Ford, and its carrier group to the Red Sea during the war with Hamas. This ship is gigantic. 200,000 gallons of paint were used to cover the entire outer hull of the ship. That's enough to paint the White House 350 times. A distinctive feature of the Ford is the electromagnetic catapult, which operates using a linear electric motor. The catapult makes it possible to accelerate fighters more smoothly and accurately, which reduces the overloads on the aircraft structure. In addition, a pair of new reactors designed specifically for this aircraft carrier can produce 25% more energy than previous similar power plants. As a result, there's a power reserve that allows for much faster reloading of the catapult. The energy reserve is also very important for the laser system. Developed by Lockheed Martin, the weapon has a power output of 60 kilowatts and is integrated with the Advanced Aegis Ship Radar System and Weapons Control System. The Navy calls it the Helios, or high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance. According to Lockheed Martin, the power of the weapon may eventually increase to 150 kilowatts. But even with this power, it'll be most effective against drones and small surface ships. This is enough for now, but in order to stop a barrage of cruise missiles or hypersonic weapons hurtling towards the Ford at Mach 5 or faster, the Navy needs something much more powerful. The Navy says it needs at least a 300 kilowatt laser to stop cruise missiles. Such a system is already being tested, but this is not the only power that the Ford has. This behemoth is propelled by 4 screws, each of which weighs 30 tons, is 21 feet in diameter, and is covered with bronze. It's interesting to note that the number of service personnel has also decreased and now stands at 4,660 people.
And we've been able to reduce the manpower on this ship, the crew size, by about 600 people.
This U.S. aircraft carrier cost the country $4 billion less to operate than its predecessor over the life of the ship. Despite this, the cost of creating and maintaining it is a huge amount of money.
There is a high bill up front for this carrier, without a doubt, as a first of class, but it is designed from the outset to operate more efficiently and to have greater availability due to the reduced maintenance requirements.
Taking into account inflation, the program of landing a man on the moon was not much more expensive. Without a doubt, this ship is a space station on water. Even NASA was involved in its development. There's even a Starbucks coffee on board of the USS Gerald Ford. Nevertheless, its mission was not to use its cutting-edge laser systems or F-35s. The deployment of such an aircraft carrier in the waters of any country means a declaration of force, a deterrent that should stop any aggressive actions. Spending millions of dollars to shoot down hundreds of drones is not reasonable at all. Therefore, when the aircraft carrier group failed to work, a real warrior came into play and shot down Iranian missiles and drones. We're talking about the Nimitz-class USS Dwight Eisenhower nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Its strike group includes 90 aircraft and helicopters, missiles, RIM-7 Sea Sparrow air defense systems, 2 missile cruisers, and 4 missile destroyers. Since the 1970s, Nimitz-class aircraft carriers have participated in many conflicts and operations around the world, including Operation Eagle Claw in Iran, the Gulf War in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the recent operation in the Red Sea. The flight decks of aircraft carriers use the Catobar system with steam catapults and cables to launch aircraft.
Without the catapults, we have no other means of getting the aircraft off to do their missions.
This catapult allows the use of a much wider variety of aircraft than the Stovall used on smaller aircraft carriers. But this is not the only advantage of the large deck. Another advantage is the ability to deploy large aircraft. The massive 4-engine turboprop military transport aircraft Lockheed C-130 Hercules is capable of both takeoff and landing at the Eisenhower. Just look at its size. In addition, let's not forget that the U.S. is constantly modernizing these ships.
It's an amazing capability that we have on this ship with the latest combat systems upgrade in the United States Navy.
Thus, the old aircraft carriers perform well on the battlefield against countries like Iran. Cheap and cheerful, but the maritime sector does not play as significant a role in this battle as the aircraft. It was the U.S. Air Force F-15E Strike Eagle and F-16 Fighting Falcons that shot down dozens of Iranian drones on April 13th, which were heading towards targets in Israel. The F-15E Strike Eagle is designed to perform air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. It established itself as the premier Western fighter with an incomparable win-loss ratio that still stands at over 100-0. Although the aircraft entered service in 1976, it still continues to operate in the skies of Israel, Japan, and Saudi Arabia. The avionics and electronic systems allow the F-15E to conduct combat operations at low altitudes, day and night, and in all weather conditions. Its technologies are still advanced in many aspects. The navigation system of the F-15 Strike Eagle uses a laser gyroscope and GPS to continuously monitor the position of the aircraft and provide information to the central computer and other systems, including a digital moving map in both cockpits. The APG-70 radar system allows the crew to detect ground targets at long distances. The lantern system, consisting of 2 units attached to the exterior of the aircraft, provide the F-15E with unmatched accuracy during the day and night and even in bad weather conditions. The F-15 can carry a variety of bombs, including the GBU-28 bunker buster and the B-61 or B-83 nuclear bomb. In addition, the Strike Eagle is armed with a 20mm 6-barrel M61A1 Vulcan Gatling gun with a 500-round ammunition capacity. The F-15E was designed to fight Soviet counterparts, but entered service at the end of the Cold War. Despite this, it participated in numerous conflicts, including the 1991 Gulf War, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. It's proven to be a high-performance and versatile platform, demonstrating its effectiveness in both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. The more massive but not so outstanding F-16 Fighting Falcon has also done a lot for the defense of Israel. The mobility and range of the F-16 exceed those of all fighters that pose a potential threat in air combat. The usual range of the aircraft is 530 miles. It can identify targets in all weather conditions and detect low-flying aircraft in conditions of radar interference. The F-16 was developed using advanced aerospace science and proven reliable systems of other aircraft, such as the F-15 and F-111. They were combined to simplify the aircraft and reduce its size and weight, purchase, and maintenance costs. The lightweight of the fuselage was achieved without reducing its strength and became possible due to the integration of the fuselage with the wing and the use of surges, which are the wing root zone extended forward. This provides not only additional lift at high angles of attack, but also larger internal volumes of the aircraft. With a full load of internal fuel, the F-16 can withstand G-forces of up to 9G, which is 9 times the force of gravity. This even exceeds the capabilities of some modern fighters. The main mission of the F-16 was its deployment to the Persian Gulf in 1991 in support of Operation Desert Storm, where it flew more sorties than any other aircraft. These fighters were used to attack airfields, military production facilities, missile sites, and other strategic targets. During Operation Inherent Resolve, F-16s performed a variety of missions, including suppression of enemy air defenses, offensive air operations, defensive air operations, close air support, and forward air command missions. The results of the missions were outstanding as these fighters destroyed radar stations, vehicles, tanks, MiGs, and buildings. In repelling an attack on Israel, these fighters once again proved their worth. In total, the U.S. weaponry shot down about 80 targets. This once again demonstrated the strong U.S.-Israeli alliance. However, the United States is in no hurry to stand up for its other allies, although that's another issue. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you soon.